Welcome back to the channel. Today's film is more than just a biography, it's a cinematic event. We're diving into Oppenheimer 2023, directed by Christopher Nolan, a psychological thriller wrapped in a historical epic. This film tells the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, but it goes far beyond explosions or science. It's about the weight of intellect, the fear of power, and the politics of paranoia. Starring Cillian Murphy in a haunting lead performance, the film explores the ethical maze of building the deadliest weapon in human history. We'll walk through the full story, from Oppenheimer's youth to the heart of the Manhattan Project and the rising political consequences of his choices. The film begins with disjointed images and sounds: atoms splitting, roaring fire, a man standing before destruction. Then we meet J. Robert Oppenheimer, a brilliant but emotionally volatile student studying physics in Europe. He's plagued by anxiety, nausea, and intense dreams of cosmic destruction. These early sequences, especially in Cambridge and Göttingen, show how unstable, creative, and obsessive he is. Oppenheimer isn't just smart, he's intense, driven, and restless. In Germany, he studies quantum mechanics under great minds like Max Born. He's introduced to Bohr's theories, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and the idea of probabilities ruling the universe, which becomes foundational in atomic theory. Returning to America, Oppenheimer begins teaching at UC Berkeley and Caltech. We see his charismatic lectures and growing influence among students and colleagues. Here we meet Jean Tatlock, a psychiatrist and Communist Party member. Their relationship is intense, intimate, and ideologically charged. Jean draws Oppenheimer deeper into leftist political circles during the Great Depression and rise of fascism in Europe. Although he never officially joins the Communist Party, his associations plant seeds of suspicion that will haunt him for decades. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer meets Kitty Puning, a biologist and former communist, and they marry. Their relationship is strained by infidelity, ambition, and Kitty's disillusionment with the demands of being a scientist's wife. After the bombing of Pearl Harbor and the U.S. entry into World War II, the U.S. government scrambles to beat Nazi Germany to the atomic bomb. Enter General Leslie Groves, the military mind behind the Manhattan Project. Groves needs a scientist who can lead not just a lab, but an entire scientific army. Despite Oppenheimer's political history, Groves sees something rare in him: the intellect, charisma, and leadership to bring disparate experts together. This leads to a pivotal moment. Groves grants Oppenheimer top-secret clearance despite opposition from security advisors. This controversial decision sets the stage for the next act of the film. Oppenheimer is tasked with designing and leading a covert research facility in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Isolated, heavily guarded, and entirely focused on building a weapon before Hitler. He gathers top physicists like Edward Teller, ambitious and later obsessed with hydrogen bomb development; Richard Feynman, brilliant and youthful; Ernest Lawrence, a rival physicist and lab head; Isidore Rabi, and others, many of whom are refugees from fascist Europe. Oppenheimer, conflicted but driven, believes the bomb might end the war, maybe even prevent future wars. Intercut with all this is a political subplot in black and white. Lewis Strauss, a powerful Atomic Energy Commission official, is testifying in a closed-door hearing. Strauss plays a dual role: once Oppenheimer's ally, now possibly his enemy. He accuses Oppenheimer of being naive, disloyal, and dangerous, using testimony from colleagues and friends to ruin his security clearance. Strauss feels betrayed by Oppenheimer's opposition to the hydrogen bomb and his growing influence in political circles after the war. The hearing becomes a chess game of reputations, hidden motives, and political revenge. The suspense in these scenes rivals courtroom dramas. No action, but the stakes are career-ending. Back in Los Alamos, everything leads to the Trinity test, the first ever detonation of a nuclear device. This portion of the film is filled with incredible tension. Engineers finalize the gadget. The weather is uncertain. Scientists debate safety risks. Could the blast ignite the atmosphere? Could it fail entirely? Oppenheimer walks the site, reflects alone, and faces the full weight of his decisions. Nolan builds dread and awe without ever showing destruction, yet. Oppenheimer is a landmark achievement in historical cinema. Rather than focusing on action or spectacle, Nolan focuses on internal conflict, the war within a man of intellect, responsibility, and guilt. Cillian Murphy delivers a haunting performance, capturing Oppenheimer's brilliance, torment, and contradictions. Robert Downey Jr. gives a layered, transformative performance as Lewis Strauss, sly, calculating, and tragic in his own way. The supporting cast, Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, all ground the emotional weight of the story. Hoyte van Hoytema's cinematography, Jennifer Lame's editing, and Ludwig Göransson's chilling score elevate every scene. What makes Oppenheimer extraordinary is how it frames science as not just discovery, but consequence. This isn't just about building a bomb, it's about what happens to the people who do. The film leaves us with one lingering question. Can a man's achievement ever be separated from its consequences?